Just because you're mediocre doesn't mean you always have to be mediocre. You could get your shit together right now. In the next year, in 1 year, you could become a better drummer than 99% of people. You could become better than 99% of people at anything you wanted to in 1 year. So it's about raising the standard. I want to be around people who have high standards. I want to encourage people to raise their standards. Why do people have low standards? It's culture. Don't disappoint yourself. Don't set the bar too high. Be realistic. It's about being realistic on a weekly, daily basis, yeah. But to basically you got to cut out the video games and the TV and all the time wasters. And you got to have something to put your time into every single day. Like, you should have at least an hour or two of free time every day to develop a skill. And you should be developing every day. Everybody should become a master at something. Most most people are not really good at most people don't even have one thing that they're really good at. They might be decent at one thing, but what percentage of people are actually really, really good at something? Not very many people. Why? Because nobody takes the time to do it. Because they watch TV. Because they watch video games. They watch baseball games. They go to football games. They do BS. They go on vacations and they go eat and they walk down the street in the tourist district and they spend their time doing nothing. Every single person should have something that they can dedicate 1 to 2 hours a day towards becoming amazing at. Everybody needs something to develop. Replace your scrolling, your video games, your TV with developing a skill. It could be drums, it could be guitar, it could be roller skating, it could be skateboarding, it could be massage therapy, it could be anything. Anything like, okay, well, we're talking about jobs, it could be engineering. It could be computer coding, I guess, right? But even then, computer coding isn't a social thing. But does it have to be social? If you're going to be a computer coder for your passion, you better do it to make the world a better place. Don't make just a silly, stupid little game. Don't make a silly, stupid little website. Make a program that helps people. Even if you do some basic ass job, do it in a way that helps people. Don't just be a cog in the system, Don't just have kids and raise them to be like just to survive and then have more kids. It's like go to school, get a job, have kids, grow up, teach your kids to go to school, get a job, and have more kids. And it's like you have to move the needle of the species forward, move the needle of humanity and consciousness forward. And through that, to do that, you have to apply discipline. Work to be better. Study 1 to 2 hours a day. Read for 1 to 2 hours a day. Not only novels, but self-help or some sort of novels. If it's like stories of real people, yeah. Is it okay to read fantasy stories? Sure. But you need to learn and educate yourself every day. Learn and get better at something every single day. For me, every 3 to 6 months, I look back and I'm like, wow, I've grown. And that's exciting. And that's why I have so much faith in myself, because I've seen myself grow so much. Every 6 months, I look back and I'm like, wow, I'm so excited for the future. And I'm pretty happy now. And if I grow this fast every 6 months, oh my God, when I'm 30, whew, life's going to be probably pretty fucking awesome. That's how you should feel. If you're playing video games and watching TV and doing bullshit, 6 months go by and you might even feel like you went backwards as a person. So don't be wasting your time on bullshit. You're not going to live forever in this body. Every second you're watching TV, you're doing video games or bullshit, is a second of your life that's gone forever. That is potential you wasted in this life. That's 1 second less far you're going to get as a person. Is there a time to relax? Absolutely. But it's best done with a nap. Fall asleep. If you're too tired to do something productive, fall asleep. Take a nap. Go for a walk. Don't watch TV, go for a walk. You're going to watch something on a screen, watch something educational. Don't watch a Breaking Bad or some bullshit. And again, am I a perfect role model? No. I've been watching Attack on Titan clips on YouTube Shorts. I watch Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul clips. I probably watch like 20 to 40 minutes of BS a day on my phone. A few months ago, it was a lot more. But the thing is, I'm not saying it's okay to do that. I'm not making excuses. It's not okay to do that. There's a difference between beating yourself up and look, I could beat myself up for it, but that's going to slow me down more. If I beat myself up for making mistakes, I will lower my life force. I will lower my energy. I will lower my productivity. I accept when I make mistakes and I don't beat myself up. But I don't tell myself it's okay. And I try not to allow it to become a habit. And that's what you need to do too. You beat yourself up, you're lowering your energy. You're not going to get as far. You make a mistake, accept it, have the goodwill to desire to improve, never fucking give up. When I say never give up, what I mean is don't say it's pointless. Don't think it's, not going to do anything for you. Don't think you're wasting your time. Never fucking give up. I hate that. Never fucking give up. That shit pisses me off when people give up. You might not know what the answer is right now, but you have to have faith that you will find it and make an effort to find it. Believe it's possible. If you don't believe it's possible, it'd be helpful to understand what karma is, the spiritual laws of physics, God, the unfolding of reality. And what I mean by that is that you will never be without a circumstance. You will never be without a circumstance. What do I mean by that? You quit a job, you break up with the girlfriend, you move out of your house, you lose all your money, you're sleeping on the street, and your wife divorced you. A new circumstance will occupy your life shortly. You'll meet somebody. You'll be offered something. You'll come across something. You'll be inspired by something. You'll start learning something. Something will happen. You might be tested. You might have to turn down things. But your soul energy, where you are as a person spiritually, what is your development, your personal development on an energy level, the deepest part of who you are, the energy that brings life to your body, your life force energy, the awareness, the fact that you're fucking alive and you're experiencing life, energy. What is that energy? What's the color of it? I'm not talking about red bloom. It's a different type of color. Where is it at? Not physically, but the development, that will attract, that'll manifest the circumstances you are in. Wherever you are is where you need to be in order to learn what you need to learn at this moment. It's all about growth. Your life is about growing. Like the purpose of life is to expand, to grow, to purify. To purify means to become more clear. Correct discrimination, right discernment, correct interpretation, discrimination, interpretation, seeing things clearly for how they are. And what's really helpful is understanding God. And God is the infinite bliss, consciousness that's always new, never boring. And it's that pure love. And it's helpful to understand the stories of enlightened beings like Maharaji or what's his name? I'm reading the book right now. It's a shame I can't say his name right now. Autobiography of a Yogi. Para. Um, well, I haven't gotten to the part of the book where he changed his name yet. But anyway, the reason it's helpful to understand God is because it gives you faith in the goodness of reality. I've developed a lot of faith recently. A year ago, I didn't have a lot of faith. A year ago, I didn't know if God was perfectly neutral or if God was pure love. Those are the only two possibilities. Either God is neutral or it's pure love. It's, you know, I don't know. Why do I have faith now? I have this joy for life and gratitude and profound thankfulness because I'm just very happy with who I am and the life I'm living and what I'm working towards and my beliefs. But then I start to think that me saying this might make other people sad because they don't feel the same way about themselves. And the question I've been thinking about, I have myself figured out pretty well. But what do I tell to the person who's lost and doesn't like themselves? Before, if I was with a girl, I've like mothered girls, you know, telling them that they are good, that I see the potential in them, that I believe in them, that I have faith in them, that they say they think they're bad, and I'm like, no, you're not bad. But that's not the right way to be. If someone thinks they're bad, if someone thinks they're fat, if someone thinks they're anything bad about themselves, the right thing to do isn't to correct them because you're actually invalidating them because they have that experience, that perception. And if you deny them, if you invalidate them, like, no, you're not fat, no, you're not ugly, no, you're not a bad person. In a lot of ways, that can actually make them lose trust with you because they're showing how they feel, and you're not matching that. Is it always bad? No, but it's better to ask or try to understand why they feel that way. Don't agree or disagree. Be a pure mirror. Being a pure mirror gives them clarity by being around you to find the answer for themselves without you having to tell it to them. You are balancing their energy, not just the general energy of their being in that moment, but on a micro level of whatever that concern is that they're going through. You can flatten that out. You can smooth it out just by being pure, not overly loving, not by agreeing or disagreeing with them, but just ask them. Ask them so you can understand, but also so they can understand. Because by them trying to answer your question, they will better understand themselves and, you know, they might find it within themselves. It's like, let's say someone has a project that they want to do and you want to help them do it. You motivate them to do that project and finish. That might not be always helping that person because now they can't do that without you. They didn't learn the mechanism to force themselves to do it. You know, it might be better to let people fail because eventually they'll fail enough to where they can learn to do it on their own. Because if you help them, they might not be learning how to help themselves. Is there a time and place to help people? Absolutely, of course. But it's the reason you're helping, the energy you help them from. If they ask you for help, that might be different. But like going out of your way to like impose your will to help someone, that's often not right. Because you're attached to them succeeding. You are attached to an outcome with them. And the attachment keeps you out of your center. It takes you out of your center. takes you away from peace. It's not grounded, it's not pure. Why is it not pure? Because there's anxiety with attachment. You know, be here now, Ram Dass. When you're attached, you're not being here, you're being in the future. And by being in the future, you take yourself out of the present moment, which reduces your brain power, your critical thinking, your ability to make good decisions, and your capability of having the best possible experience. If you're thinking about the future, how can you enjoy the moment now? And if you don't enjoy the moment now, anybody you're with will also have a lower quality of experience because you are a light that shines on others, whether good or bad. And if you're having a great time that's genuine, authentic, and pure, you shine that on others and they have a better time too. So by being attached, you have less good of a time, and therefore anyone you're involved with or attached to has less good of a time. Attachment is not required to love and take care of somebody. It can just be what you know you need to do, but there's no anxiety about the future. You know they're yours, they're your responsibility, it's your duty, it's your karma, it's your dharma, it's your destiny. But you're not anxious about it, like worried about the future. It's time for me to suck an egg because my brain just stopped producing thoughts. So I need some protein. Ugh. Okay, he's watching. Okay, I'm gonna read the chat now while I suck this egg. Ugh. How to avoid scrolling through your phone? Are you still watching? Let's see. I don't know if the guy's watching anymore, but he says, how do you avoid scrolling through your phone? You have to have something more important to do. Not because it's your irresponsibility, but because you're more excited to do that than be on your phone. It's not about discipline, but discipline is important. But discipline takes away your energy. You need to find something that's effortless, that you naturally would rather do. Or even, for example, changing your circumstances, your environment. If I go camping and I scroll my phone, it feels disgusting. It feels dirty. It feels wrong. I don't want to scroll my phone a lot of the time when I'm camping. So if you're in a more pure environment, you'll do more pure things. But that's not realistic always in the present moment. So you have to find something more important to do. What would be a good thing to think about for me is, what is something that you can do that you could put time into infinitely and never be done? That you enjoy, that you love to do, that actually has value. For me, this isn't an infinite thing to do, but I have hundreds of pages of video scripts that I need to record and finish editing. And that's going to take a long time. So any moment I have, I can be working on that. There's also studying Jyotish. Jyotish is incredibly advanced. And you can't even, like, most people, like, even if you have the natural inclination, like, oh my God, it's going to take tens of thousands of hours to become a master. I have music to focus on. Could learn guitar. My friend has one I can practicing the drums. I could go downtown and talk to people. I could go downtown and live stream. You know, you have to have better things to do. How do you find better things to do? Here's something you could do right now. Write down your life story in as much detail as possible and really spend a lot of time on it. I think that's an incredibly helpful thing to do. And then plug it into ChatGPT and ask questions. In what moments do I look egotistical or arrogant? In what moments does it seem like I still have a trauma? At what moments am I speaking about something in a way where it seems like I'm still emotionally affected by it? What things have I seemed to have not learned from or not realized? And do that. And as you meditate and understand yourself better, your life story changes. The events don't change, but the way you see them does.